Today, I'm going to be talking about the making of Short-Sighted. The film was made in Melbourne, Australia. Unfortunately, we suffered a second wave of coronavirus cases in July, which is when I first heard about the My Road Reel competition, and by August, we were in stage 4 lockdown. That made making a short film really difficult. The main challenge being that we weren't allowed to have other people over to the house. So that meant, apart from my housemates, my girlfriend, her sister, and my mate, I couldn't have any other cast or crew. We knew that it would be hard, but we decided to do it anyway. Here's a look into our process. My girlfriend Samantha came up with the idea of seeing something strange in the corner of her eye without her glasses on, and when she puts them on, the strange thing is gone. Sounded pretty cool to me, so I ran with it and I turned it into a little story, and we got to work preparing for production. As all of the shops were closed due to COVID, I started ordering props, costumes, and everything else online, and then just prayed that it would all arrive on time. I decided to pre-shoot the entire film, because I am trash when it comes to drawing storyboards. The pre-shoot was just me and Samantha walking through the story beats and figuring out all of the shots as we went along. Doing this really helped me to figure out which angles looked the most cinematic, and it helped me to try and figure out how to turn a relatively plain looking house into something a little more interesting. Because the location wasn't the most cinematic, I tried to create a more interesting look by using big bold colours, yellows and blues. But I think the MVP of the entire short might have been the hazer. You can see the difference between these two shots, one with haze and one without. It just adds so much atmosphere and makes the lighting pop. I also loved how often I was able to use my Aperture M series lights, just taped to the roof with some cardboard to help shape the light, or some blue cellophane to help colour the M9. There's also something very fun about using some of the best lights out there, but still incorporating DIY tricks, such as using a credit card light in a paper lantern. We also found time for a quick COVID haircut. I wanted to try to bring the mask to life a little bit, which was something that I feel ultimately probably failed. But I was at the limits of my After Effects abilities, so at the end of the day, it was going to have to be good enough. I added a blink, moved the brow a little, and added a quick jaw movement right at the end. It works okay, but I still think it just looks like a mask. I decided to assemble a little post-production team because I knew that sound and music would be so vital to this film. In post, I handled the edit, grade, and effects, while Michael and Pete composed and recorded the score. We were able to have regular meetings via Zoom in order to keep everyone on the same page throughout the entire process. Once I had finished the edit, I began recording all of the Foley and ADR. For this, I used my Rode NTG2 shotgun mic plugged into my Zoom H4n recorder. Then finally, Michael mixed it all together to come up with the amazing sound design and mix that we ended up with. I think sound in horror is probably the most important element, so we really wanted to get it right. And I'm absolutely stoked with the results we got, thanks to the incredible talent of everybody involved. So there you go, that's the behind the scenes of Short-Sighted. Cheers.